Hello everybody, welcome back to my Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous Azata playthrough. Yeah, we did quite a bit last time, and we were following leads on the Nahindran crystals, found the storyteller in his tower, and now I think we have to go and check out, yeah, the quest is telling us to go here, so we have to check out the mine. There's still something for us to do in the middle city as well, but we'll go check out the mine in the Nexus. And then we can go back to the middle city. And just do everything there. Maybe I'll do that quest before going back to Shamira. No, I'll do the Shamira quest first. I don't think we'll be forced to go and talk to Nocticula when we finish that. It will just be invited. The storyteller's compass starts to vibrate. The crystal should be somewhere nearby. Is it in the caves? Yeah, still saying it. Oh, it wants us to have a part. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Thank you for defaulting to the main party. I'm surprised it needs us to have a party when we come down here.
Always watch your back.
Does that mean I should... Where are you going? Where are you all going? Here you go. Does that mean I should expect it to have combat? Uncover the camouflage tunnel. Oh, maybe then. Okay. I don't think there's anything over here. Buzzes periodically emitting a grinding shriek and shaking so hard you can barely hold it. The crystals are very near. Does the compass know if there are any enemies through here too? I hope not. Oh, these are going to be the enemies, aren't they?
Ask nicely.
I know this game well enough.
The waiting's never fun.
They have those crystal entity things, don't they? They're gonna wake up. Oh wow. Some loot. Some more loot. There you go. Knew it. Okay, use instant enemy for me, Alushinyrra. Thank you. I'm not too worried about these. Yeah, they're going down easy. Darren's been stunned. It's a pain. Do the claws first. Always do the claws first. Finish it off, Albrig. Thank you. Back at it, Fenris. I don't think you can knock these over, can you? They're just crystals. Crystals can't fall over, of course not. Hellfire Ray.
On it. T. Go.
Good enough.
Cover me, all right?
Well done, Warjiff. Easy enough. More of these gonna wake up? I was sure. Oh, there you go. My suspicions were correct. I was sure these were gonna wake up.
I will resist.
Yeah, don't use death from above, just attack. You can get this one as well. Perfect. Use force punch attack.
Go.
We're going to rest anyway, seeing as we're here. Ivu. Fenris, you go and get this one actually. Ember, you have a shot at that one too. You can do something quickened, can't you? Do quickened Scorching Ray. Maybe that'll be enough to finish this one. No, it was a long shot anyway. Finish it off. Perfect. Well done, Warjiff. Oh, yeah, I forgot they turn into these crab scorpion things. Gross. Not enough to be a problem, though. Simple. Let's get out of here. I'm glad it gave you the default party and I just didn't go down there on my own. I mean, I would have always run back up if I had got caught down there on my own, but oh well. Better safe than sorry, isn't it? Anything up here? Don't think so. Don't know why it gives you this whole area when it doesn't even really use it. Unless it uses it in a way that I've not discovered yet. Okay, let's rest. Why can't I make any more Demon Slayer suit? Oh, we haven't got any more crystallized demonic rage. That's a shame. Demonic soup is good. We have... Oh, we've still got plenty of time to use it, though. Okay, make the acorn pie. Nenio, please scribe something for us. Still need to get you a new kit. Let's just keep making... Let's make an echolocation in case we ever don't have Woolgif with us. On my last birthday, I made a joke about how I would end up in the abyss one day. As punchlines go, this one was worth the wait, I'd say. Even you're feeling antsy. This place is awful. You can hardly breathe. But no worries, we've gotten ourselves out of every tight spot so far. We'll get out of this place as well. Ever the optimist, Sealer. Again, I keep having to mess around with the audio levels. I think I got my mic sorted to a nicer spot, and then in the last episode I thought the game audio was too quiet. So hopefully at some point I'll find a balance I'm happy with. I've turned the game audio up a little bit, so we'll see how it sounds, or if you can't hear me at any point. When I was testing it, it sounded alright though. You got anything to say, Ulbrich? No. You don't seem to have anything to do in this area, do you? Got acorn pie, demonic slayer soup. Oh, we should talk to Woolgif, shouldn't we? We did his companion quest last time as well. We convinced him not... well, we found out that the shadow that he's got and the amulet that he stole is the kind of house for one of Baphomet's children that wanted to basically possess him or give him his power, depending on how you interpret it. But we convinced Woolgif not to take the power. Do you want to talk to me about what happened at Yggdrasilis' mansion? You mean about how I turned down an amazing magical power because of you? I'm kidding. I rejected it of my own free will. You know, Chief, I've never met anyone like you. I should be laughing at myself. And you, and the way we worked everything out. But I don't want to. What would I do in the Abyss? I just keep hanging out with scumbags and traitors, thinking that I'm one of them. But with you, I've been places, seen things, good and bad things I'd never thought about before. Woolgif pauses. Sister Kerisme and the others used to tell me to grow up and act like an adult. Maybe this is it? I seem to have made a choice. I'm the most important one in my life. I don't know who I am yet, but I'm definitely not a street rat or an urchin anymore. Just don't call me a crusader. I've never respected them, and I still don't. You're the exception. Cool. Good chat, Woolgif. Whatever, you're free to do as you please. Right. I'm going to chat with... I know the Hand of the Inheritor has quite a lot to say that we've not talked through. So while I'm here, might as well do that. I like the Hand. He's alright for an angel. You'd think he'd be more stuck up, but he's not really. How well known am I among the denizens of Alushinyrra? Nocticula herself has noticed you. The rest of the city had heard of you long before that. Well, that's good. That's what we need, isn't it? I have a question about our mission. What can you tell me about the Abyss and demons in general? Demons. The hand of the Inheritor speaks slowly and heavily, as if trying to break through some inner resistance. They are the youngest race of the Outer Planes, and the wildest in origin. Once entirely different creatures used to rule the Abyss. These were the Quilipoth. The Quilipoth. I don't know how I'm meant to say that. The embodiments of chaos. They were much less human-like. But then one entity conjured up the idea that primordial chaos could be mixed with an evil, mortal soul, and that is how the first demon was created. No one remembers the name of the creator now, but the creations still live and prosper. They overthrew the Quilipoth and became the essence, the soul of the Abyss, and I honestly cannot say which is worse, before humanity was added to it or now. What do you know about Alushinyrra? Chaos has many faces. When chaos decides to manifest itself in the form of a city, Alushinyrra was born. There are places in the Abyss that are darker, bloodier, more dangerous and deceiving, but I cannot imagine a place whose significance would eclipse that of Alushinyrra. When Nocticula built the city, she employed everything of the essence that ever existed in the Abyss. Demons of all kinds from every corner of this gloomy plane lived there, and what is more, the Lady in Shadow opened the city's gates to visitors from other planes, and strangers swarmed the city. Merchants and travellers, mercenaries and explorers, mages and bards, creatures from all planes, those daring enough to visit the Abyss, chose Alushinyrra as their destination. The city is divided by two sets of walls, between which lie the quarters open to the outsiders. One set of walls protects Nocticula's guests from the rabble and the poor, who are desperate enough to violate their ruler's orders for a chance to get a coin or two. The other set of walls protects the city's outsiders from the city's nobility, who can flout Nocticula's recommendations without any reason at all, merely on a whim. But do not think that there is a single place in Alushinyrra that is safe, for danger lurks around every corner there. Tell me more about Nocticula. The Lady in Shadow, the first of the succubi kin, and likely the most dangerous demon to have ever been spawned by the Abyss. I cannot tell you much about her, for she cunningly hides in the shadows, eluding the dangers of her foes and the schemes of her rivals. All I know is that she gained power after she overthrew Viriavaxus, who was the Lord of Shadow Demons. She overtook his powers, his realm, and his subjects, and that merely whetted her appetite. Many demon lords have perished since then, cut down by her treacherous and sudden strikes. With each fallen enemy, her power grew stronger and her glory greater. I cannot tell which of her weapons is more dangerous. Her unerring strikes, her seductive charms, her unbridled courage, or her astounding stealth. You must beware all these dangers. What is so dangerous about Shamira? She is the worst of all Baphomet's offspring. She gained this grim title in the bloody conflict with her own brothers and sisters, and she brutally wiped out everyone who stood in her way. She did not even show mercy for her own mother and doomed her to a cruel execution. As a reward for her eagerness and loyalty, Baphomet granted her use of his most cherished tool, the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth. However, now an even greater threat has arisen under Hepsimira's rule. Unusually powerful demons, at the source of whose strength is unknown. Well, we know it now. And most dangerous to us. The Crusaders have encountered such demons only a scant few times, but should an entire army of such fiends appear, Dresden would fall, Nerosian would fall, then all of Avestan would follow, and even Golarion would not stand a chance against them. Putting an end to Hepsimira's machinations. That is our mission. I'm pretty sure it's Hepsimira, but I say Hepsimira a lot. I see you've blessed the rocks of this cavern. Indeed I have. If even on Golarion the Abyss's harmful influence can unsettle mortals and disturb their rest, then what then can be said of the Abyss itself, the very heart of pain and sin. But worry not, champion. By the power granted to me by Iomedae, I have consecrated these dark caves. You can find respite here and recover your strength should the need arise. Everything is clear to me now. I'd like to ask you a personal question. There shouldn't be any secrets between us, champion. The very instant that Queen Galfrey sent you to this dark place, I swore to myself that I would do everything within my power to ease your burden. Why did you follow me to the Abyss? Because my duty and my honour demanded that I do so. You were facing a great mission and a colossal challenge, while those who remained behind merely had the honour of protecting what you had already liberated from the demon hordes. My heart told me that my help would be needed more here. How does it feel for you to be in a place like this? This is not my first foray into the Abyss, though it is the first time I have come here to watch and talk rather than do battle. On more than one occasion, I and other warriors of heaven have descended to this evil and corrupted place to bring retribution to the vile and grant salvation to their victims. For better or worse, heaven and the Abyss cannot engage in open war, though I can recall some moments where we seemed to teeter on the precipice of just that. All we can permit ourselves are raids and skirmishes along the border. Is ultimate victory over the demons even possible? It is, but it is not the kind of victory you dream of. The Hand of the Inheritor remained silent for a while before speaking in a heavy, hollow voice. The Abyss lives, while evil lives in the hearts of mortals. Demons don't just appear from nothing. Most of them originated from the souls of people who committed themselves to evil while still living. That's why the war with the Abyss, should it ever start, may be never ending. The place of each fallen demon will be immediately taken by a new one. That's why our only true chance of securing ultimate victory will emerge only after we exterminate all evil in the world. We must achieve a situation where not a single soul would voluntarily resort to evil deeds, when mortals themselves, by their own free will, turn to the light all at once. But no one in the universe knows how to achieve that, and many who have tried ended up as tyrants and false prophets. May heaven guard me against such a fall. What are your thoughts on Galfrey's latest order? Iomedae has never striven to rule over mortals. She has only guided and helped them, so I should follow her example and never try to interfere with your way of life or question it. What I will say is that I am as certain of the necessity of our mission as I am the sharpness of my blade. What surprised me, and truth be told unsettled me too, is the cruelty with which my noble sister-in-arms Galfrey dispatched you here. The Queen has every right to give orders to her commander, but a right without righteousness is worth little. Is there anything you can help me with? I will follow you everywhere, remaining invisible so our enemies will have not the slightest suspicion of my presence. When you need advice, I will give it to you, and when you are stricken by disease, I will come to your aid and dispel it. No matter how long you may have to travel through the Abyss, you can always be sure that I am near, and heaven has not forsaken you. How do you hide yourself from the demons? This magic spell turns me into an invisible spirit, hidden from the eyes of everyone who was born in the Abyss and whose hearts has not been blackened by evil. Those who hail from other planes are capable of seeing me if they use magical sight of some kind, as well as those few whose woeful fate was to be born and raised here while carrying light and purity in their souls. But my protection from demons is very effective and will work until I myself decide to appear in my true form to join the battle or help someone in need. I have no more questions. I don't think I need healing, but can you heal me? Let the flow of light that pours upon you cleanse your soul of all the memories of filth and blood that the Abyss so generously shared with you. I mean, yeah, we didn't need to do that, but why not? Okay. Middle City, here we come. Yep. Same party as always, please. Yeah, we'll go to the... Didn't Shamira give us a portal, a key, so that we could come back to her? I thought she... Oh, yeah, we did. Harem of Ardent Dreams. We'll go there. So there's a couple things around this area that I hadn't done yet, I think. Firstly, there's the Titan language thing where we have the rune. We did the first fight on the lower city, and I'm pretty sure that upgraded the rune we have, and so my theory is that you go through each level one at a time to do it. But before... Oh, actually, let's go over here first. Because I attempted this puzzle before, but I didn't realise at the time that you needed to stand a person on each of the levels. So we'll do that. Yep, just keep spinning. Okay, Ulbrich, you come stand here. Alushinyrra, you get the last one. Just keep pressing it until it works. Why did it spin further on that last spin? Come on. There you go. And here we are. Wonderful. George, if you come open it.
Fine.
That's fine. Nothing wrong with a bit of armor. Okay, then we'll go around the other side. I'm just going to... Actually, we'll go over there and then buff up. Might as well not waste any of the time with it. Stop it. You're doing this every time I come around here. Wish I could just fight him. Get him to stop doing that. It annoys me. Okay, here we are. I'm just going to buff quickly. Right, buff's done. There we go. Fight started. I imagine this is going to have 3 rounds like the last one did. It shouldn't be a problem. Well, thank you for running right towards Nest. That does make things a bit easier. Okay, do arcane accuracy. Do vampiric touch. A bunch of extra hit points is always nice. We already did haste. If you just go attack this one that's right in the middle of our group. You see Alushinyrra, no, we'll attack you too, but you can handle it. Okay, Fenris, go attack this one. Perfect. Ulbrich, yours first, always, then death from above. Wonderful. So wonderful that we ended the fight before the second round could come in. Wonderful. Okay, Wolge, if you run over here, attack this one. Lost some of his mirror image. That's okay though. Darren. What's the best use for you? Try a Hellfire Ray. Pretty good actually. Nest, you go and attack this one as well. Do a force punch attack. Great. Usually, you still have... I didn't put Sense Vitals on you. Okay, do a quickened Sense Vitals. And shoot this one.
Disappear.
Perfect. Actually, rather than have Ulbrich finish that one off, I'm going to have him go over here and attack these ones. Might be able to kill 2 if he's lucky. 1. That was fine. Close enough. Right, you can go attack this one. Fenris, you try and finish up this one. And the next round. Ember, try and instant kill this one. No, that would be too good for you. Try again. Stronger. Perfect. Georgia, if you go attack this Lilitu. Go down and just try attacking.
Thank you for amusing me.
Oh, I didn't even see this one here. Rubbish, you missed. Your arcane accuracy and force punch.
Go.
Blew it up. Amazing. Usually you just shoot. Perfect. That's what we like to see. And death from above, this should finish this off. I think this is the 3rd round, right? Yeah. No trouble. Easy as pie. And give me my room back. Should we go? Yeah, we're close to where Shamira is, so we'll go see. We'll go see her first, and then we can go do the 10,000 delights afterwards. Actually, I'm wrong. Hold on, we don't want to go see her right away. We need to go to the storyteller first, because he needs to actually hold the crystal. In that case, seeing as we're here already, let's go to the 10,000 delights. Come on, the wall's already moved. We'll make use of the buffs that we've got. Yep, bring up the ledge. Please be quicker. Thank you. That's the right one, yes. Yep, we've been here before. Though I might have a different leader now. Because we told the previous leader that we spared Minago and she went to look for her. Yeah, Herax, are you the new leader? You're greeted by a succubus whose appearance is striking, to say the least. Her flawless skin, graceful figure and aristocratic face would have made her a true beauty were it not for the terrible, fresh scars. A jagged scar runs across her cheek, cutting through her scarlet, sensual lips and under her high cheekbone. Her left eye is a grey cataract surrounded by wounds from some caustic substance. The succubus's wings are tattered rags. Nevertheless, she behaves imperiously and with dignity, and those around her treat her with respect. Succubus sounds playful and relaxed. Welcome to the 10,000 Delights. My name is Herax, and I am the new madam here. Thanks to you. You rid us of that insolent upstart, Shivaro, sending her after her haughty lover, Minago, so you can consider me in your debt. Know that you will always be welcome here, and my gift will be proof of that. Now we have a coin to travel here when this is probably the last time we're ever going to come here, but that's fine. With a graceful movement, the demoness hands you a gold coin. With this, every arch will recognize you as my favourite guest and teleport you here. If you wish to spend the night, have some fun, or restock your supplies, come to me. Don't waste your time on my little crooks. Well, firstly, what do you have for sale? Indeed, I have several items that were forgotten here by our clientele. Some of the forgotten items Herax is selling are stained with blood, and 2 of the rings bear the characteristic scratches of being cut off a dead body along with the fingers. Wow. Soft cut. This +5 dagger deals 1 slashing damage instead of 1d4 piercing damage. However, when dual wielded along with the deep rip dagger, soft cut activates its additional power. Deep rip. Each time the wielder of this dagger lands a hit with it after hitting the same target with the soft cutter dagger, the enemy suffers additional 2d6 plus strength modifier slashing damage. If this weapon deals damage against a prone or paralyzed creature. First time in the round, it deals double the weapon damage. I mean, it might be worth buying both of those for Woolgif. His daggers aren't great. We'll sell off a bunch of this crap as well. Get out of my inventory. We don't need 19 composite longbows. Yeah, sell all these. Another 100,000. Lovely. Sell off all these as well, so it doesn't weigh us down. Full plates, yeah, can sell off those. Oh wait, I don't want to sell off my clothes. It's just a full plate 3, you can sell that. And that's just a chain set 3. Yeah, deal. What was this? Belt of the Venerated Champion. This belt of Constitution 6 grants its wearer +2 bonus on Fortitude saving rolls and a +1 insight bonus to AC against evil creatures. That's quite good, seeing as pretty much everything we fight is evil. I think I am going to buy Woolgif these 2 daggers together. Why not? What about your other things? Once per day, whenever an enemy deals a killing blow, the show... that's pretty good. Headband of Reshaping. This Headband of Wisdom +6 grants its wearer, increases its wearer cast level by 1 when casting Transmutation. That's not that useful. This amulet grants its wearer immunity against blindness and gaze attacks. That's right. Rascal's Goggles. No, they're not that good. The wearer of these braces is under constant protection from anyone who is getting too touchy. They get a +4 bonus to AC against touch attacks, but also suffer a -4 penalty on their own touch attack rolls. If an enemy gets within a 5-foot radius of the wearer, that enemy must make a successful will saving throw or be pushed 5 feet away and become frightened for 1 round. This might be good for Ember. Although actually no, we don't want to make her suffer a touch attack debuff. The enemy must pass a will saving throw every time there's a critical hit, sneak attack, or attack of opportunity, or become devastated by hitting such beauty. In this devastated mood, they suffer -2 penalty to attack and damage rolls, as well as AC. That's quite good. Lizard Tail. If the wearer of this belt is an animal companion, or is currently under a polymorph effect, it grants them a +3 morale bonus to AC and reflex saving throws. The wearer also gets a +8 circumstance bonus to AC for the first round of every combat. And that's not bad, but we tend to use ability belts more than anything else. I'm going to buy these. Oh, that's still a lot of money then. Anything else we can sell? Yeah, we'll sell the heavy crossbows, the falchions. Sell that long spear, just a standard dagger. And a scimitar. I'll sell the breastplate +4. Whenever the wearer of this robe casts a spell that forces the target to make a fortitude saving throw, the DC of that saving throw is increased by 2. It also grants the wearer a +2 bonus on cast levels made to overcome spell resistance, +4 bonus on concentration checks, and spell resistance 18. That's really good. I didn't even realise I had that. Spell resistance 18 and +4 on concentration checks. I might give that to Nest even. I think that's better than the Happy Traveller's shirt. Maybe we'll put that on Wardrobe. I need to go through gear at some point. I always get loads and then don't think about it. Nobody really uses the punching dagger. Lethal Conductor, I don't think is that good, especially as it's shot. We would never really use shot. No one uses great axes, so I can sell that. No one uses scythes either. Ram's critical hit 4d4 6 damage are applied to the enemy. We sell the Earthbreaker. Sell the light crossbow +3 and the glaive +3. That's better money-wise, isn't it? No one uses a Falchard as well. Okay, I'm happier spending that much money. Okay, now back to other business. I'm looking for the Spinner of Nightmares. Do you know her? Yes, I've met her. She was a crazy bitch, but a wildcat between the sheets. She had a refuge in the 10,000 Delights, then known as the Den of Sweet Horror. But she moved to Galarian long ago, leaving her entourage here, a group of drug-addled cultists. When she left the 10,000 Delights, she left them with us for our amusement. If you're trying to track her down, ask them. They may know something. Okay. Which ones are they? I have to go. Herax's voice turns languid and slightly petulant. You will come back to me soon, won't you? I'll miss you. Don't keep me waiting too long. Are you guys the workers of the Spinner of Nightmares? No? Sinners? Oh yeah, we knew before. Yeah. The way you dealt with Gelderfang was so exciting. Mad Glowworm? Did you work for the Spinner of Nightmares? Anybody here work for the Spinner of Nightmares? You're really going to make me talk to everybody. What does the quest say? Talk to the inhabitants of the Den of Sweet Horror. Oh, is that a specific room? Baphomet Hexblade. The demon scowls at you, glancing warily at his chain collar. I want to go through that door. Feel free to do just that. You're not riffraff. This door was made for people like you. The guard forces out a polite grin. Where's the Den of Sweet Horror? No idea where that is. Sounded like it was a room in here, but I'm not sure where to find a room in here. Do we have to teleport across? Try that.
I do things my way.
Nope, we aren't allowed to teleport over here. Where is the Den of Sweet Horror, please? You know what, just so I'm not running around forever, I'm just going to check. Okay, doesn't look like I was wrong, it is around here. I just hadn't talked to the right specific patron. Yeah, I think it's... They said it was this guy? There you go. The demon worshipper raises his filmy eyes at you. For a while he tries to understand who you are, but ultimately gives up. What do you want? Do I owe you gold? I'm looking for the Spinner of Nightmares. The Spinner of Nightmares? We adore her. She's our teacher. She opened our minds to the beauty of madness, brought us here, granted us fear's eternal delight. And then, the cultist's gaze grows perplexed. She went away. Where did she go? Why would she abandon us? It's so sad. He looks to be on the verge of tears, but a moment later he's already boosting a carefree, woozy grin. But she left us so many presents. They're all in her caches. Oh, so many all around here. I don't know what that thing is. It looks like a dried human brain, but it has plenty of sweet horror in it. Who are you? I am ashes caught by a storm, whirling in the wild vortex of the tornado tormenting this universe. I am measured emptiness. And who are you? Well, it doesn't matter. You are neither ashes nor emptiness. We shall never understand each other. What are you doing here? We enjoy the silence and darkness of oblivion. We give each other quiet. We share our grains of truth, scattered in the endless voids of our minds. And we'd be glad if you didn't interfere with this process. Sure, you do owe me money. Pay up. Sighing with frustration, the cultist empties his pockets and clumsily slips his coins into a little bag, which he hands over. This is all I have. I don't remember how much I owe you and for what, but I hope it's enough. We have nothing to talk about. You're right. A great truth has revealed itself to you. We have nothing to talk about. Words are nothing. Words are barriers between our minds. Only a union of feelings matters. Okay, a bookshelf is a popular choice for a stash. The pages of several books are in fact cut out neatly, but the caches are empty. About the bed? The sheets are covered with embroidery that can be folded to form magical runes. They are probably required for some magical sexual pleasures of the spinner of nightmares. Okay, what about the sink?
I finished here. Is there more?
The back of the altar conceals a small indentation for a cache. Unfortunately, it's empty. A magic figurine used to conduct mind-manipulating rituals. The Spinner of Nightmares cache is secretly hidden, but not so well that a careful search can't uncover it. Spinner of Nightmares notes. Chaotic notes in nearly illegible handwriting. One phrase stands out. Sometimes I regret that I can't finish this endless game of cat and mouse with Hilhor, but I took away his daughter, and he will stop at nothing in his quest for revenge. Time after time he finds my trail and tries to catch me. I feel sorry for him. Wait. He's a decent man, and I'm probably partially to blame. If we could talk, I could probably make peace with him, but he won't listen. Do we just have to give this... Yeah, we just have to give this to Hilhor, but we can't while we're here, can we? Right, let's go see the storyteller. Yep. Terrace of the Favoured Mistress. I wish there was a quick way up to the top of the tower. He should have a teleportation arch there. It would be very useful. Gonna have to load through travelling to the tower, then going up 2 sets of stairs. Could be more convenient. Definitely be more convenient. But it's okay. It's fine. Oh, also, seeing as we're here, I believe this is where the last... yeah, this is where the last thing was. Titan rune thing. Let's go do that first. Yeah, there it is. Let's rebuff first. We'll do the quick buffs. We don't need to do all the buffs.
Where else would I be?
Okay, Payson. Darren Prayer.
Smile. The world's not ending just yet.
Burst of Glory as well. Could not hurt. Great rune.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
Here we go. These guys spill a bunch of oil when they came in. Might be a little annoying. Okay, do a... You still have them? Yeah, you still have your... Yeah, 152 bonus health. That is nothing to sneer at. Okay, do an arcane attack and then force punch. It's an alright round. I can finish the job. Claws are already turned on. It's good. Albrig, you go for this guy over here. Albrig's got echolocation, so he can hit invisible people fairly easily. Ah, double kill, wonderful. Arishle also has invisible echolocation.
Killing is what I was made
Should
for.
make short work of this. guy's a bit bigger. You can finish this off before we do. Perfect. Or maybe should have given you your new weapons. Try and instant kill the big guy, Ember. Lovely. Perfect. Try again this guy. No. It's alright, you got the big guy, that's what counts. Darren. Darren. Just go attack. Great. And wish you can go attack too. Yeah, Nest, finish the job, please.
Be there, Ormos.
Perfect. Either you run over and start attacking this guy. Ulbrich death from above as well over here. Having him just zip around dealing tons of damage is quite useful. Two big guys now. And some little guys, but for some reason I'm more scared of the little guys, being as they're left for the last round. Shoot this one, he's got a bow on his back.
Hand.
Wonderful. Oh, cool, if you can do a full round attack. Perfect. And we'll try another instant kill. One of the big ones. It's too good. It would be too much luck for it to work every time.
Out of my sight.
Yep, Darren, just attack.
At least try to entertain me.
Perfect. You too, Fenris. Knock them over. Great. Dead. Strong breath attack. Did it do any effects? Weakened. At least strength means basically nothing to us, so you chose poorly. I do attack this guy as soon as you're close. Ulbrich. You know the drill. Death from above. Go for this one. The omots. Perfect.
Make your peace.
And then a Ruchelet. Finish the job. Oh, double. I love it when they can double kill. Makes my job so much easier. Right now, what do we actually get for doing all three fights? Photonic Titan's True Rune. Mysterious rune inscribed in the language of the Photonic Titans. Now I don't know what we're meant to do with that. I haven't found a fourth slot. We'll see. Keep an eye out for a fourth place to use that. Right, time to see the storyteller. The Mage's Tower. Don't spend too much time in the wasteland without breaks. You need to return to a safe location every now and again. Oh, we leveled up. That's nice. You know, why don't we just do this now? Ah, because it's going to take ages, because I've not just one but two feats to choose from. Well, we can definitely get greater spell penetration. I'll talk to the storyteller first, then we can do that. I don't think we're going to get attacked by anything in here. I got all the chests on this level, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, stairs. Where was the door? Over this way, wasn't it? There it is. Knock, knock. The storyteller bows his head in greeting. I have spoken with the Queen as you asked. Galfrey was silent as she listened to my question and whom it came from, and stayed silent for a long while afterward. Then she asked me to give you this along with these words, with my blessing if you can accept it. You feeling guilty, Galfrey? Did she say anything else? No. She just asked everyone to step out and leave her alone for the time being. Yeah, she's feeling bad. Thank you, storyteller. The storyteller nods and says nothing. Take this crystal. What do you see? Hand over the Nihidrian crystal. The storyteller takes the crystal and his face becomes twisted with evil rage and a screeching cry bursts from his lips. A bloody stain spreads across your chest and the story... We definitely have a Nihidrian crystal inside us. I'm 100% confident on that now. And the storyteller's vision once again bursts into your mind, just as they did in Canabarus when you brought him the stone chisel. My wings take me higher... Oh, is this Discari? Yeah. My wings take me higher and higher, stirring storms, but even they cannot disperse the ball of darkness hanging in front of me. Stupid little maggot. You think you can fly as high as me? My cheeky opponent does not answer, and the wound under my heart continues to gush streams of blood, tainting the feathers of the black bolt and dripping into the dark waters of Ishiar. There is something wrong with this wound. My strength is dwindling too quickly. This means there is no time to waste. I'll grab her, scrunch her up, cut her with my claws and throw her to the very bottom of the abyss. Quickly changing the direction of my flight, I rush forward and hit the creature of the dark cloud, the center of the dark cloud. Well... Is this meant to be Discari or is this meant to be the Aeon? I'm not sure. I'll carry on with the Discari voice for now. Well, where are you? My chest is thrust forward, ready to take the blow, and my claws are cutting through the air. But she is not here. She deceived me. The dark cloud was a fake. Where are you? Her triumphant laughter echoes over the black ocean, so insulting, so insolent and impetuous. Someone, catch that laughter. Choke it. Your mind is confused. Adrenaline pounds in your veins. By force of will, you manage to overcome this madness and concentrate on the storyteller's screeching voice. Who are you? You don't know me. I am the demon lord Alinthia. Okay, it's not Discari. Lady of harpies, sweet-voiced mistress, and seductive peril. My wings can embrace a mountain, and all in the abyss know my name. Who are you fighting? That pathetic upstart, Nocticula. She attacked without warning and wounded me, and now she is hiding in her shadows, thinking she can get away from me. Your pathetic leathery wings can't compare with mine. What are you fighting for? For power, for might, for superiority, for the right to fly over these endless waters, for the right to seduce the unlucky ones of our choosing. One of us will perish, the other will rise and get everything the loser owns, and I will be the one to triumph. How will your fight end? The storyteller's voice changes. You hear a death rattle. She will win, overpower me, weaken my spirit, and my body will drop into the waters of Ishiar. The elf's voice becomes lower and lower, becoming denser and stronger, like a stone that has decided to talk. From now I am blood. I set and thicken. I grow firmer, stronger. I crystallize. I gain edges. Power lies dormant in me, and I lie dormant in the dark. Another will check success. A dark, heavy stone slab seems to fall on your back, but it is not enough to break you. Stubbornly straightening your neck, you continue to listen to the storyteller's monotonous voice. Where are you? I am lying in the ground. In the depths my paths are laid. I am asleep, waiting for greedy hands to touch me, gather me up, take my power for their own. Are you the island of Alinthia, the one Alushinyrra is built on? Yes. My body became stone, my flesh turned into firmament, and the power hidden in it made it expand and swell. I am the island and everything hidden within it. I thought the souls of demon lords went to the Rift of Repose after death. Yes, but not me. The one I used to be. She was supposed to go to a secret place, but someone stopped her, locked her in this body. She didn't want those who fell at her hand to return. She found a way to lock their power in their remains, and the power is still there. What will happen to you next? You will take me out. Your hands will take me out of the cavern. The storyteller's voice calms. This is where the road to the past, the one open to me, ends. It leads to this very moment, but I see something else. The future. A possible future. Droplets of spittle fly from the old elf's mouth. His speech becomes furious and garbled, his voice trembling with tension. It hurts! The crystal is so huge. She implanted it, sewing it into living flesh, my flesh, and it oozes power, soaking my flesh and blood, flowing in my veins. I am rage. I am agony. I am violence made flesh. Another will check success. Overcoming the scarlet rage seizing your mind, you get through the stream of insults and mangled words flying from the storyteller's lips. Who are you and whom do you serve? I am a humble demon whose old name doesn't matter. From now on everything will call me the Horned Horror. Lady Shamira will lead me into battle where I will crush her enemies. No, I will destroy them with my horrifying grunting that will rip their pathetic flesh from their meager carcasses. Who is implanting the crystal into you? Mutasafen, that cunning one with snake eyes, one of the fosterlings of the upstart Arilu. My mistress Shamira ordered him to do it. She has many such crystals. I am not the first or last to have had this done to them. Mutasafen is a weak mortal spawn, but even he improves with practice. You see, I am alive, unlike the pathetic unfortunates who went first. Perception check. Listen to the storyteller's voice. Try to understand why it is trembling. Success. You feel the thirst for blood, the heat that it pulses through a warrior before an imminent fight, the pride swelling within the demon that is speaking through the storyteller, that power that he yearns to feel as soon as possible, the duty that he intends to embrace with honor. What fight awaits you? We are going to fight Nocticula. That winged upstart has been troubling our Lord Baphomet for too long. Time to remove her from the brood. How do you expect to defeat Nocticula in her domain? We have followers in Alushinyrra. They will strike from the inside, cripple her, drain her blood, and then our army will bring down all its might given to us by the miraculous crystals, and Nocticula and her pathetic servants will fall. Enough, storyteller. The storyteller's vision fades, and with it the terrible heat in your chest. The old elf comes back from his dream with a helpless sigh. What a horrible vision. I'm completely exhausted. I never expected to touch the memories of a fallen demon lord who had never found peace in the Rift of Repose. I shared a vision with you again. Like when you brought me the stone chisel in Canabris? Strange. Could it be that those two objects are connected? To each other or to you? So the crystals are demon blood? Yes. Hardened blood in which the spiritual power of the perished demon lord is sealed. In this case, the power of Alinthia, who was killed in battle and locked in her own remains in this unusual way. So this city is built on Alinthia's corpse? In a manner of speaking, yes. After the spiritual power of Alinthia did not go to the Rift of Repose, Nocticula began to transform her dead body, forcing it to expand and assume a more solid, static form. A I can only guess what a nightmare this imprisonment was for Olinthia's spiritual essence. How can this stone grant powers? I suppose that it happens as a result of some merging process, after which the unspent power of a demon lord will literally flow into the body of the one who uses the stone. What is the Rift of Repose? That is where the souls of fallen demon lords go. After death, they usually return to their own abyssal realms, but if death finds them again before a year passes, the abyss dumps them in its cemetery. In this stone rift full of fog, the souls of the grand demonic dead turn into stone statues and stand for an eternity, slowly becoming threaded with cracks and gradually falling into ruin. It is a kingdom of decline and decay, and a visit there might serve as a good lesson to those who believe in their own might and deem themselves invincible. Everything is clear to me now. The elf gives a sudden jolt and says, "I have a brilliant idea. The stone knife you showed me in Canabris, do you still have it? Can I examine it again?" Yeah, sure. Frowning, the storyteller stands for a while, holding the knife. Finally, he returns the weapon to you and says heavily, "No question. The knife is made from Nihindrian crystal. No, not made. This stone is the hardened blood of a demon lord. And, considering you found it in the square in devastated Canabris, the blood certainly belonged to Discari and was shed in battle." Anything I'm carrying that you haven't touched yet? Oh yeah, sure. The old man touches the mangled demonic helmet. I think we found this on a roof. A squeamish grimace appears on his face. The owner of this item was a monster in the truest sense of the word. There is still a vicious, dark sophistication to his deeds. He died happy, gaining in death what he could not achieve in life. I cannot see what that is, but my curiosity yearns to know. Can you bring me 2 vials of magic essence, 3 bars of cold iron, 4 vials of demon blood, and 1 hide of a magical creature? Together we can cast aside the veil of mysteries that lies over this object. I wish it told you what you're missing when you see these. I imagine it's the cold iron, because I think we have a hide of a magical creature. I wish to replenish my supplies. I got something for you from Galarian. Take a look. Oh, some powerful armors, it looks like. Did you get... Yes, scroll scribing kits. Number 8. Let's just get that. And number 6 alchemist kit, I guess? What alchemist kit do we have? I feel like I bought the most expensive one when I could, but maybe not. Okay, I won't buy this. I know I will. I'll buy it. I definitely didn't have 40,000 when I came through here last. Oh, you've got quite a few things. Timely assistance. Nah, I don't need that. These gloves grant their wearer additional 1d8 bludgeoning damage on a hit with unarmed attacks and a +10 competence bonus on athletic skill checks. That might be good for Ulbrig. This headband of +6, a charisma +6, grants the wearer an ability to push all enemies in a 15-foot area 10 feet away and suffer bludgeoning damage. That might be useful to get for either Ember or Darren. I'll check what their gear's like and come back in a sec. Or we'll just get the scroll scribbing kit for now. So I want to double check that I don't already have a level 6 alchemist kit. I'd be surprised if I did, but it doesn't hurt to check, does it? I can find where it is. No, don't search. Yeah, there's the scroll scribbing kit. Do name from A to Z. Okay, we only have level 4 of that. That's fine then. Darren, you have a headband of Valyrian Charisma +4. Ember, yours is also +4. Blazing Crown I don't think is as good. Having the ability for her to push people away might be very useful, thinking about it. Okay. Might get that stuff. Yeah. Buy some more stuff here. Replenish my supplies. I'd like the Alchemist Kit level 6. Although I don't think we actually ever do any potion brewing, so that might be a waste anyway. Getting an extend... Oh no, we never really use extend. Oh wait, no, extend is the one that increases the time length, isn't it? We do use that sometimes. It's not too expensive, it's only 10,000. We'll get that. And then these. Let's get Crushing Presence. If the wearer of this ring has the ability to cast spells spontaneously, it grants them the ability to cast... Oh, it's like the ice version of the Red Salamander ring, isn't it? Most things have resistance to cold damage, though, so that's not really worth it. What was the thing that... I was thinking of something else as well, wasn't I? You know what? I'm going to take all the diamond dust. We are kind of getting through that now as well. Take some spears just to offset the price a bit. Oh yeah, take all these breastplates as well to offset the price, and these. We could sell some of these. We don't really need Cloaks of Resistance +2 anymore. There you go. 4 + 1. Don't need Ring of Protections +1, especially not when we have 54 +2 ones. That's fine for now, I guess. We take all the weaker dexterity belts. Take all of those. We don't need 11 Amulets of Mighty Fist +1 either. I should probably sell off a bunch of these potions and scrolls. They're kind of annoying to just have in our inventory all the time, but they also don't sell for very much, so they're not really worth it. Yeah, deal. That's fine. I was gonna change... Where's the robe? There it is. Robe of Determination. The DC of that save is increased by 2. It also grants the wearer a +2 bonus on caster level checks made to overcome spell resistance. Yeah, I like that more than the Happy Traveller's shirt, I think. Oh, it looks pretty cool as well. I like this red look. Go for it. I was thinking maybe the... What are you wearing? Earth's Embrace. +2 Constitution bonus. That's overwritten by Bear's Endurance, isn't it? So maybe the Wandering Conman would be better. +10 Competence bonus to Trickery and a +10 Competence bonus to Athletics, as well as +2 bonus to attack rolls for attacks of opportunity. Yeah, we'll give that to Wooljiff. Trap Springer's gloves are pretty useless. Aren't there gloves that give you bonus sneak attack damage that we have somewhere? Or was that another purchase thing? So we had some gloves that affected sneak attack damage. There will be much... Maybe I gave them to Greybore? Might be better. Life Veil. This amulet grants its wearer a +6 enchantment bonus to Constitution and the ability to cast Cure Serious Wounds spell as a 5th level class. That's... Hold on. That's incredible. Getting an extra bonus to Constitution without taking up a belt slot. That's really good. Who are we going to give that to? That's just the question. Plus 5. Whenever an enemy confirms a critical hit, lands a sneak attack or an attacking opportunity against the wearer, the enemy must pass a will saving throw or become devastated. I wanted to give Ember, you can have Crushing Despair. Then might as well give Darren the Crown one. Where is it? Deals damage through a spell to one or more enemies. You get 10 temporary hit points. Sure, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I really need to sift through all this stuff at some point. I think Ember would be best off. No, I think Nest even would be best off having the life fail. It'd just be, I have to figure out who I'm going to give the other half of the pair to, then if I do that. Someone that needs to be close to Wooljiff. I'll think about that later, I think. Yeah, I will think about that later. And the art of making friends. Talk to Shamira. Or perhaps not. Sometimes conspicuous disobedience can lead to a greater respect than diligent service. Yeah, the Hand of the Inheritor advised us not giving too much information to Shamira anyway, so I'll probably avoid telling her all the information if I can. Why does there need to be stairs and a lift? Especially as all... I mean, if this was meant to be like a difficult tower to climb, I'd maybe understand the levels, but... There was only 2 golems there and then just tons of traps that we had to pick through. It was more... So having a quick way down would be much nicer, I think. You know what, let's level up now as well. You never know when you're going to get jumped in the abyss. Yeah, same things as always. And we'll go to 17. Get perception up as well. We have 2 more. Put them in to use magic device. And then our feet. We'll get spell penetration 2, just... Or greater spell penetration even. And then the bonus feat. We could get Piranha Strike for a bit more damage. I think there was something else I was curious about though. I mean, we could get Dazzling Display and Shatter Defenses with the last 2 feats that we can get, or if there's something better for us to get. Still don't really understand why this isn't recommended. Because it stacks with the former one, doesn't it? Yeah. And I think it would stack with the mythic one as well. It feels, if anything, like an error that that's there. Penetrating Strike. It's just Nest levels up that and I end up taking time with. The rest of them are usually quicker. We can't get completely normal magic, can we? That would actually be quite nice to be able to get if we could. I think that's restricted behind certain class. Let's just search meta magic. Yeah, it's not an option. I don't think we really need... We could get Heighten and just improve our force punch attacks. I don't know though. Flat-footed opponents take a -2 penalty in saving throws against your spells. Arcane Spirit. As a swift action, you extol the virtues of your magic to one creature within 30 feet. Make a bluff check posed by a target's perception. Well, Charisma's not very good, so that's not... I don't think that's great. We don't need combat casting. Blind Fight's not the worst. Just keeps us safe from invisible attackers more. Endurance. Improved initiative is also never a bad thing to have. It just means you're more likely to move first at the start of combat. Spell chain. Oh, that's a... oh. That's just, yeah, it's a teamwork feat. We're not going to worry about that. We can't do flaying critical, apparently. Is that locked behind the duelist class or something? Am I spelling flaying right? Yeah, there is one critical that lowers a target's AC for every critical hit you get, which would be nice, but... Exhausting critical... It just seems to not be on the list. It's a bit strange. Okay, I'm either going to go Piranha Strike or... Titan. Vital Strike. I prefer doing multiple attacks per round rather than just relying on one. I would just go for greater weapon specialization, but I'm confused by why the game doesn't recommend it. You gain a +2 bonus on all damage rolls you make using the selected weapon. Piranha Strike. When you wield a light weapon or any other weapon that can be used with weapon finesse, you can choose to take a -1 penalty on all attack rolls and combat maneuver checks to gain a +2 bonus to all melee damage rolls. This bonus damage is halved if you are making an attack with an offhand or second weapon, which we don't do. When your base attack bonus reaches +4, and for every 4 points after, the penalty increases by -1 and the bonus to damage rolls increases by +2. You know what, let's take Piranha Strike. If we start missing a lot, we can always turn it off, can't we? Sure. It's fine. You can't cast spells when in transformation, so I'm not too keen on having that. There's not really any spells that I like, which is why maybe Heighten would be better. Yeah, we hardly cast any of these, so we could just fill it up with force punch attacks, couldn't we? Probably would be better, actually. Let's take transformation just in case we ever want to buff ourselves up. You can teleport 30 feet as a move action. You must end this movement in an unoccupied space that you can stand on within line of sight. And let's take walk through space, why not? I'm kind of wishing I'd gone down the duelist multi-classing path rather than just sticking with Magus sword same, but it's less complicated, so it's fine. That will do the rest. Albrig, yep, same things as always. What feat do you want? Greater weapon specialization claw. Specialization, did it say? Yep, specialization. It has it thumb down for Albrig as well. Oh no, it doesn't. It has it somewhere, right? Oh, I've already got greater weapon specialization claw. Why do I already have that? Oh, I see, I see. We'll go greater weapon focus claw then. Aru Chalet. Another easy one. I don't do persuasion actually. Do use magic device. Would not hurt. Then Hammer of the Gap. When you make a full attack, each consecutive hit against the same opponent deals extra damage. Which is great for her. Okay, now. Darren. Get your persuasion up. And level 17 for you, we want Meta Magic Heighten and Shield of Law, it says. You really want Heighten for Darren? Not entirely sure what we would be heightening, but could get Weapon Focus Rapier to improve his hit chance. I'm not against that as an idea. I think the Heighten would just be for greater command, but we mostly rely on Ember to do that rather than Darren. But we can Heighten Hellfire Ray too, I guess. Or we can get combat reflexes. You know, I'm going to get combat reflexes a bit early rather than doing the Heighten. Because he only has one attack of opportunity, I think. A Shield of Law was what was suggested. I think is that a level 8 spell? Okay, so for your level 7 spell then... Circle of Clarity. You create a magical emanation that interferes with all illusions within it, giving creatures a +4 bonus on saving throws to recognize them as illusions. I mean, I don't really see too much appeal in any of these. Destruction. Spell instantly delivers 10 points of damage per caster level. Dictum. Stow Grace of the Champion. Let's just take Destruction. Then level 8, it was Shield of Law that was suggested. There you go. Protecting them from attacks and granting them spell resistance to spells cast by chaotic creatures. So I can see why that's good, because we're mostly fighting chaotic creatures. Yeah, let's go with that. And finally, Ember, level 17. You want, yeah, Lawmaster, improved critical ray, and spells Greater Bestow and Storm Bolts. Okay. Lawmaster. Get up your Law Religion. Up that too. Sure. Whatever. Improved critical ray, was it? I need a better memory. Yeah, improved crit ray, and then greater bestow and storm bolts. Does it mean bestow curse? I'm assuming it means bestow curse. You place a curse on the subject, choosing one of the following. -12 penalty to constitution, -12 to strength and dexterity. Oh, that's good. It's really good, actually. Sure. I can't see us using any of the other ones. We don't need her to be giant. And finally it was Storm Bolts. When you cast this spell, lightning spills forth from your body in all directions. Enemy creatures within the area take 1d8 points of electricity damage per caster level and are stunned for 1 round. I mean, most things are resistant to electricity damage that we're fighting now, aren't they? We could give her Fretful Aspect as well. Maybe the stun is what it's effective for. Maybe they're not resistant to that. Okay, we'll follow the recommendation. Anyway. Yeah. Well, we're probably fine. We probably won't use that a ton anyway, but does not hurt to have. Then improved initiative for Fenris. Perfect. Everyone, oh, Warjiff, we didn't do you. My bad. The Sectionist. Bop, 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 bop. What? Oh, why not? And what do you want for feats, Warjiff? Level 17. Improved initiative. Actually, yeah, I agree with that choice. I'd like Warjiff to move earlier in case I forget to do haste before combat. Stone Stint in Communal. Okay, that's probably a good one to get. There's a level 5 spell. Polymorph. I mean, I'm tempted. I want Stone Skin Communal. I'll see what if the guide suggests anything else, but it just says any spell. In that case, Stone Skin Communal it is. Perfect. Now let's go. Right, back to Shamira's. Finish that quest line, and then we'll probably get summoned to Nocticula. at some point after, anyway. The Harem of Ardent Dreams. We'll see how this conversation goes, because like I said, I would rather not give her too much information. But I think there's a chance that she can steal the information from you telepathically anyway. So we'll see if we can withhold it. I don't think there's that much left of the Abyss. I think Act 4 is one of the shorter acts, which I'm a bit grateful for because it's also one of the more frustrating ones. But there's probably still a few like actual dungeon things to do. I've not really done any dungeons in this section. It's more like the whole place is just one big dungeon. After she notices you, Shamira gives you a displeased frown and irritably asks, "You again? Have you no friends that you must keep coming here to chat with me? Or perhaps, though I find this extremely hard to believe, you are not completely useless and have something of interest for me." I don't want to give her too much information. I've completed your task. Shamira ignores you, looking somewhere else, but in your mind you hear her angry hiss. "So speak, if you have, but use your mind instead of your flapping lips. Your mind." Hand of the Inheritor. "I know that you have done much to win Shamira's favour, but my heart tells me that helping her would lead to evil. Forget everything I've told you. We'll find another way to complete our mission. It is wrong to fight evil by increasing the power of another evil. Reject the promises of the Ardent Dream, and we'll leave this place before we betray ourselves and our ideals." Yeah, I agree with you, Hand of the Inheritor. Shout so everyone can hear. "I do not serve you, and I will not tell you anything." Shamira gives you a venomous smile, and you can read your sentence in her eyes. "That's right. You don't serve me. You are an outsider, and by Nocticula's will, no one can lay a finger on you. But who will stop me?" Shamira's magic crashes over your will. Success. With a bit of effort, you manage to force Shamira out of your mind. An angry grimace contorts her face. "You can't break me." Cursing, Shamira brings more force to bear against you. A vein pulses on her temple. Another success. The latest attack is much stronger, but you muster all of your willpower and again manage to fend it off. "Keep trying, it won't work." Swearing, Shamira unleashes all of her power on you. "You'll regret that, you little bitch. You refuse to talk? So be it. I'll just rip everything you know out of your mind." Final success. Great. Shamira's last blow is not strong enough to break you. You force Alushinyrra's ruler out of your mind, delivering a brutal parting blow. "You've lost. Get out of my head." Shamira reclines on her throne, exhausted, and hisses through clenched teeth. "You cretin! Get out of my harem now!" A buzzing hum rises among the throng of spectators who witnessed your confrontation. You hear angry curses directed at you. They ring hollow. For the first time in centuries, Shamira has received a public dressing down, and witnessing it was a true delight for the assembled demons. Probably be stupid to try and talk to her again, wouldn't it? You know what, just... I'm going to quick save in case it leads to anything really bad happening, but... just to see if we can. Yeah, I have no time for you, stranger.
You are most curious, mortal.
You hear in your head a female voice, melodious, low, and sensual. You are rather intriguing yourself.
There's a reason they call me Nocticula, the Lady in Shadow. My words and thoughts are shrouded in darkness.
I take it I finally have your attention.
Yes, your arrival in Alushinyrra was quite impressive. Rumors have reached me even here, behind my locked gates and my wall of valiant guards. Rumors of a remarkable Galarian taking my Alushinyrra by storm.
Is that how you pronounce it? Alushinyrra. Okay, I'll try and keep that in mind. You hear a hint of approval in her voice. This feels a bit too formal for me. So what do you need?
I would like to meet you in person, my remarkable and daring Galarian guest. You have been granted a great honor, an audience with a lady in shadows. You have my permission to enter the palace. Go there and wait. I will arrive when the time is right. Until then, you will be taken care of by one of my servants.
Okay, there you go. You have her attention. I think that means that, yeah, there's basically only one quest here. Or Ember wants to talk to her. But we'll see. We'll make sure that you do talk to her, Ember. We're bringing you with us anyway. Right, back up to the upper city. I think we'll do this meeting with Nocticula. And that'll probably be the end for today after that. I imagine she'll give us something to do so we can make that our full focus for next time. The absence of an answer is an answer too. We've heard that a lot. Okay, across the big bridge. Sometimes there's stuff hidden in these pillars. I think we already found the case, the pillar that had something in it though. And we came across here last time. Such a long bridge. I mean, let's look around the edges first, why not? There might be stuff.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
Is it true that Shamira tried to kill you, but you talked to her and she ran away in tears? That's amazing. Yes, just my words. Bring demons to tears. That's disingenuous though. We gave her good news. She was running away with happy tears. I guess that's still significant for demons that we managed to emotionally affect her at all. We should just be a puny mortal. Any more stuff over here?
Precisely.
No? No perception checks? Oh well. Okay. Let's go inside, eh? And meet with the Lady in Shadow. This is what it's all been building towards. I'm sure she will be very fair and amicable with us and not try to deceive us in any way. Or manipulate us. That's what she's known for, right? Honest dealings. Let's check this.
Success.
The ink on the page is still wet. The book tells of the murderous massacre committed by the Lady in Shadow among the Colossus demons of the Midnight Isles. It seems it happened quite recently. Tall shelves are stuffed with countless books and scrolls praising the Lady in Shadow's many deeds. Some tomes are old and threadbare, others are new and in mint condition. The Lady in Shadow's library is called the Vault of Graves. It contains the biography of everyone whose life Nocticula has ever taken, and her victims are innumerable. The emerald-eyed succubus leers at you with a coquettish smile. Let's not... could... Can we... I guess we can look around a bit more, but... Maybe we should search everywhere, actually. An unfinished draft of a letter. Oh, a very long letter. Greetings, colleague. I thank you for the selection of materials that arrived along with your last letter. Unfortunately, I am unable to procure even the simplest specialized studies at present, as Galarian's libraries are out of my reach. Oddly enough, it's currently easier for me to receive the necessary articles by contacting a like-minded individual from a different plane of reality. In our last letter, we went over the matter of resurrecting those who stepped into the murky waters of the River of Souls. Evidence shows that those who have appeared before Pharasma's judgment and learned of their fate in the afterlife do not answer calls from the living world. They cannot be revived by any means. But is that really true? Do you think it would be possible to revive such a person, at least in theory? On another topic, there are known cases of ascension or acquiring divine form through powers that no one to this day has taken the time to study thoroughly. There are a plethora of examples in Galarian's history, such as Aradan, who led humankind to civilization, and Diomede, who followed her former mentor into the godly hosts. As I ponder these cases, I can't help but wonder, could this process be controlled? Could one create the right conditions, choose the right living material, and bring into being a creature of divine power? I'm certain that you have encountered similar phenomenon in your practice, and would like to discuss this matter further. Is this us? Are we just an experiment by... I'm pretty sure this is from Arilu. I'm going to guess anyway it's from Arilu. I feel like, yeah, we're just an experiment in seeing if you can artificially create a god. Perhaps you are still in possession of notes or drafts that could shed light... And then it's finished. Oh, we learned something new from the book. What did we learn? Abilities. Unfinished letter draft. +1 insight bonus on knowledge checks. That's good. Especially as Nest is our main knowledge checker. A pile of sketches, drawings depicting fragments of various rituals that lead to the opening of rifts and portals. A letter in small handwriting. May glory be showered on your head. Your interest in the creation of demi-planes is understandable. Any individual who has reached a certain level of power seeks for themselves a safe haven, a peaceful place for study and rest. That is why I place my high hopes in your prudence. Remember that any demi-plane is but a shard of one of the true planes that typically remain under the watchful eye of the powers that be. As such, I do hope that you haven't incurred the wrath of any of the powers that hold sway over the fringe you've subjugated. As for stabilization, alas, there isn't much you can do once the fragment and consolidation have been completed. Nonetheless, I have no doubt that you've given enough consideration to such important matters and ensured that your creation will be safe for you and your servants. Unless, of course, you're preparing an elaborate trap. Your fellow colleague, Vajrak Tuquan. Another book. Oh, the Lexicon of Paradox Part 2. We have Part 1. Okay, I'm not going to read all this fully, but it's been there for a little while if you want to read it. Use. The first half of the Lexicon of Paradox lies before the commander. That which we call a rift is in fact close to the complete opposite, a stitch or a tie. The secrets of the architecture of the world wound laid bare. All that remains is to absorb them, make sense of them, grasp their true meaning. The letters written by the hand of Aureli Vorlesh appear to have a life all on their own. A moment's inattention and they may begin to disperse, changing shape and moving towards the edge of the page, as though they are planning to leap off. Focus on the text. Nest's attention focuses on a couple of words that seem to have only just swapped places. The words freeze, as though they never moved at all. But out of the corner of her eye, the commander sees several words on the other side of the page begin a discreet game of leapfrog. Okay. Set aside the lexicon. We're going to take it, obviously. Well, I thought reading that would maybe give us another mythic level. Maybe not yet. Projector. As you know, my dear addressee, given the scope of the planes, time is a relative concept, and in the abyss it can be even more unreliable. Therefore, I do not allow myself the vain hope that my message will reach you in time. No idea who this is meant to be. Mysterious stranger, there you go. We're not meant to know. Yeah, I've read this. Can you skip to the next part, please? Yeah, come on. Your final question was about the possibility of a complete awakening of the memories of a mortal life within a soul that has already passed through Pharasma's judgment. I will send you the research on all the cases of which I am aware where such an awakening took place. Okay. Normally you can just press space to skip, but because this is happening in the map, I have to wait. Despite the fact that this list is quite extensive, my conclusion is that all such recorded cases are the rarest exceptions to the rule, and with the absolute majority of souls, an occurrence such as this cannot happen. Is Nocticula trying to awaken older memories, maybe? I'm going to run out of good hope. Both the wonder and the tragedy of mortality lie in the fact that there is a certain moment after which the process is final and irreversible. The essence that departs the judgment of the Lady of Graves is no longer what it was in life, and we, as scientists, must account for this in the system of knowledge we are constructing. Any more? Or is that it? Yep, that's it. Okay. Books written in multiple languages. The titles can be translated, dedicated to the research into the nature of souls. Yeah, I don't think we can go through here. My blade serves Our Lady in Shadow. Right, might as well search the whole place then, before we talk to anybody. Yeah, looting it. They're such rude guests. We'll rob you before we even talk to you.
This is my kind of work.
Yeah, again, Wooljiff. Perfect. Yeah, take all of this stuff. Doesn't seem to be anything important on this side, though. Having part 2 of the Lexicon of Paradox is interesting. Though I still expected there to be more. Our Lady in Shadow, the Queen of the Midnight Isles, Lady Nocticula, Demon Lord of Darkness and Lust. There's a very bright chamber for the Lord of Darkness. Oh,
Greetings.
A stately shadow comes towards you. In its hand, a small mirror sparkles and shimmers with an unsettling light.
Greetings, Commander.
The dretch called the Suitor grins as he shifts clumsily from foot to foot in a crude attempt at a courtly bow. You better not forget that I've helped you out multiple times, Suitor. I came to speak with Nocticula, not you, Arilu.
All in good time. You will have your meeting with the Lady in Shadow, but first, there is something else. You have walked a long path, one where shadows constantly flicker at the edge of your vision, and questions multiply like flies above carrion. It is time for answers, at least some of them.
Arilu lifts her mirror, and you fall into its cold, shimmering depths. Oh, okay. This is Canaveris, isn't it? Yeah, well, this is the right at the beginning of the game.
Day 16, Aridus 4715. Experiment, transformation. Subject, let's skip that. Objective: to embed the essence of a Nahindrian crystal in the soul of the subject. Expected result: the essence will coalesce with the subject's soul, which will ready itself for total transformation, triggering the concomitant powers.
So I was mostly right, it
The
seems.
time has come to put my plan into action.
We don't have an actual Nahindrian crystal in us, but one's been sort of fused with our soul. I think that's what she meant.
You are my creation. Your power was my gift. Now you know.
Aurilu stares at you, her gaze unrelenting, probing. The witch is silent for a long time. When she speaks, her voice is unreadable, betraying no emotion. I guess the reason why we have this option is because the whole way through the game we've been being told that it's a gift from Iomedae, but really it's a gift from the supposed enemy of the Crusaders. But I do believe her, so I'm going to go with option 2. Let's say I believe you. Why did you need to do all of this?
You are asking the right questions, but the time has not yet come.
Ah, such special memories. Remember the laboratory, do you? I told you back then. Go on, look around. See all the ones Lady Aurilu worked on. Here with us is definitely the place for you.
The Dretch grins in satisfaction. The unseen angel does not speak, but his silence seems to thunder in your ears. Are you going to be cool with this hand? We're still doing good things. You said you liked us.
Your power is of the same kind as that of Nulkineth, Jeribeth, and the other demons that you have met. The power of the Nahindrian crystal dissolved into the blood lies within your soul. I have already hinted at this to you once before, when I left the essence along with the lexicon of paradox in my old laboratory, and ordered the suture to make sure the gift found its way into your hands. But there is more. Do you remember when you were taken to Canobris with a wound that would not heal? Do you remember how Terendelev apparently healed you? That was merely an illusion. The dragon was only able to temporarily dull the pain. In fact, it was I who saved you, when I came to you in the caves and implanted a crystal within you. No, saved is not the right word. Your wound is still not healed. That is why your wound weeps blood from time to time, every drop of which burns your enemies.
Oh, brown cue. As if to confirm her words, blood begins to seep from the wound on your chest. Eerie flames seem to dance within the crimson drops.
This is pure essence of Nahindrian crystal. My invention is far superior to the crystals used by Xanther, which were barely refined at all. It will give you new strength, and help you to overcome the wound that still slumbers within your soul. Take it. Take it, and you will see that this is the very power that has lived in you since the Battle of Canobris.
With an elegant flick of her wrist, Aurilu conjures a familiar purple shimmer into the air before her.
Hey, are we doomed to? The chief shared her power with us, so does that mean we're cursed as well? How long do we have left? Say it ain't so. I'm too young to die so tragically.
Ulbrich doesn't say a word, but you notice his pale face, his clenched teeth, and the extended claws on his fingers. It's not going to work. You need to tell me everything first.
Very well, then. Ask your questions, and I will answer.
Aurilu winces. Aurilu winces slightly, but quickly regains her composure. What is this wound in my soul? How dangerous is it?
It was my mistake. My failure. I failed to... The tale is too long to recount here. Your wound is a reflection of the world wound, in a way. It is very dangerous, even if you do not yet realize it. It is not a disease, but rather an abscess, which will one day burst and kill you. It cannot fully be healed until the world wound is healed. No doubt you have felt this affliction on several occasions. It awakens when you use your power. It makes you sense more strongly what mortals call the corruption of the abyss. Until the world wound is healed, you will have no peace.
I'm wondering if she wants to close the world wound, even though she's the one that makes it, or if she's just doing this out of scientific curiosity. You followed me.
Like a witch in a fairy tale, I watched over you from birth. From before that, even. And I kept detailed notes. You were chosen and prepared for a special destiny.
Okay. Why me specifically?
I am pleased to see that you still wear them. I enchanted them specially to protect you from danger. I am glad you found my gift useful.
Oh, I didn't realize you get extra dialogue if you keep wearing the lucky braces. You can't remember where you got the braces with your name and inscription. I promise on them. Seems like you've always had them.
Aside from this, I helped you, even when you were unaware of my presence. I saved you and your unfortunate companions when you fell into the crevice in Canabras. In the Grey Garrison, it was I who distracted Minago to allow you to approach the Wardstone. And in Dresden, I appeared under the guise of Yoniel to guide you toward the Sword of Valor. And I also left you a present in my old laboratory, and told the Suture to see that you received it. I knew that sooner or later you would find your way there. That place exerts a powerful pull.
As it turns out, you helped me thwart the plans of your masters, Baphomet and Discari.
They are not my masters. They are a resource.
I didn't want to go for the chaotic option there, really. I don't think I'm just going to be like, oh, thank you, help me out more. Although it could have done. I mean, I wasn't entirely sure that that would continue would skip the option, but you never really know, do you? Why was that whole ploy with the lab necessary? You were ready to sacrifice your servant, the Suitor, for it.
You always have to sacrifice something. I wanted you to go to the laboratory to see with your own eyes what I had been doing and what I am capable of, so it would be easier for you to accept the truth. The laboratory is the place where I prepared your ascent. And the Suture was the only one who I could trust to execute my plan and explain everything. After all, he too once experienced rebirth at my hands. And that is why I was willing to risk his life.
It would be better if you just told me everything instead of playing mind games.
Knowledge gained independently through research and experimentation is far more valuable than knowledge that is simply given. That is why I wanted you to go to the laboratory yourself. I just gave you a nudge in the right direction.
Tell me about Nahindrian crystals. Start from the beginning.
Nahindrian crystals are formed from the solidified blood of demon lords. Their properties are not well known, even among the inhabitants of the Abyss. And there are reasons for this. Acquiring the blood of a dead demon lord is very difficult. After a demon lord dies, their body is instantly absorbed into the Rift of Repose. Only the Lady in Shadow knows how to kill them in a way that allows her to preserve the bodies of her fellow lords and transform them into a solid state. That means that Nahindrian crystals cannot be obtained anywhere other than the Midnight Isles. Or rather, it was impossible until recently, when I managed to experimentally obtain a crystal from the blood of a still living lord. You saw the result. A dagger made from Discari's freshly shed blood, which I left for you in Canabras.
Ah.
As regards the use of the crystals, that is a discussion that would take time.
Makes sense that it is.
A very long time. Someday I will finish my groundbreaking treatise on the transformation of Nahindrian crystals, although it is unlikely I will ever publish it.
So you figured out how to use the crystals to imbue living creatures with power?
Not just any creatures. Demons. and half-demons. The soul must have a stable connection with the Abyss in order for it to receive the power of the crystal. Experiments involving tieflings and mongrels failed because the voice of the Abyss was not strong enough within them.
But I'm not a demon.
I wasn't a demon either when I started. But there are always ways to circumvent, or even to override the laws of the universe.
Aurilu's eyes grow distant for a moment.
I changed myself by knitting my soul together with the essence of the Abyss. And I changed you. Do you remember the fits of rage that began shortly after Discari's attack on Canabris? This is how the second half of your soul manifested itself. Not yet fully aware. Not yet awakened. It's a pity you did not choose to let your demonic nature take hold. The result would have been most impressive.
So we're kind of half demon then.
All those arrogant crusaders, those knights with their eyes ablaze, those pious priests. They have installed at the head of their magnificent army a scion of the Abyss, the creation of the architect of the world wound, whom they so revile.
It's strange to see you here in Nocticula's palace. Who do you really serve? Discari? Baphomet?
Both. And neither. I have served both Discari and Baphomet, and not merely as the lowest in the pecking order. But I do not think you'll be surprised when I tell you that to me, both of these mighty lords are merely convenient temporary sources of power. And their time is almost at an end. But the Lady in Shadow is different. She is the preeminent ruler. Soon you will understand this for yourself.
Aurilu's tone is indifferent as she informs you of this, as if she were simply commenting on the weather, rather than her obstinance before demon lords. My power is different from that of Jerebeth, Nolkineth, and the other demons.
Yes, because I taught Xanther and the other servants of Baphomet and Discari the earliest version of this transformation ritual. I spent decades perfecting it, until I obtained the power that I gave to you. Power in its most purified form, cleansed of the filth and chaos inherent within the original blood of the demon lords. Your power is as pure as thrice distilled water, but it resonates with other powerful sources of supernatural power, such as the Sword of Valor. And your power can change. You must have realized this already. You have shaped my gift into a form that you yourself have chosen. You are seeking answers, trying to understand the crux of the matter. That is good.
Aurilu gives you an appraising look. What I want to know is this. What do you want from me?
Patience. Before we continue, I want you to receive your power.
I'm surprised that we get the option to refuse it. I'm guessing this will give us another mythic rank. I know there is one mythic path that's the legend, where you don't have any mythic powers at all. But I figured that you'd get a more... I don't know if this is it, or if she's going to force it on us anyway. But I think Nest would take it anyway. She likes using her power to help people, so, and she's not completely against working with demons to pursue her end goal, as long as they don't bring her down to their level. We'll take it. Touch the essence. I will not refuse this power, but I will decide how to use it. I like that it's not coded as good or evil in this case. It's what you do with it that counts. You touch the essence, and the power, so familiar and clear, flows through you like a river. The power that courses through you is so immense, the wound on your chest closes up as if it had never existed.
Now you know. You truly know.
Enough! Enough of this madness!
Yeah,
I was blind. O Lady of Heaven, how blind I was. I saw holiness in the half-fiend's creation.
Would he be this I guess he'd be happier if we refused it, but... A voice of the Hand of the Inheritor thunders beside you. Aurelia does not move, seemingly unaware of his presence.
All your valiant deeds, your resistance in the face of temptation, it was all a deception?
No.
Curse the Abyss, and curse Alushinyrra, where even the most faithful lose their way, and lie, and commit treason. I must save those who can be saved, and break free from the kingdom of darkness.
Mate, don't freak out. We've been doing good genuinely. We weren't lying. The angel's voice fades. You can no longer sense his presence. He has disappeared.
I want to help you close the world wound.
Aurelia looks at you for a while, then speaks. Aurelia's words are cut off by a quiet laugh. Sitting on the throne that was empty just a moment ago is none other than Nocticula, ruler of Alushinyrra and the Midnight Isles, a powerful demon lord and the one they call Our Lady in Shadow. Her red lips curl into an ironic smile, and her large eyes observe you with keen interest.
You were about to say, we are going to close the world wound, weren't you, Aurelia? I see no reason to continue deceiving this mortal. Now, I am convinced that she is quite worthy of serving me. I will even reward her with a modicum of knowledge about the events in which she is about to take part.
Greetings to you, Our Lady in Shadow.
Arushale swiftly drops to one knee and bows her head.
It's nice to see that even surrounded by mortals, you haven't forgotten who your mistress is, Arushale. You may rise.
Arushale? That better have been an impulse rather than a admission of betrayal. Nocticula nods casually in the succubus's direction.
I didn't mean to. I
Oh,
don't know why I did it.
It was just a kind of gut reaction. Arushale stands up awkwardly and looks at Nocticula first, then at you, with a stunned expression. Oh, there's loads of options here. Oh, and loads of... Okay, so we could attack. We're not doing the lawful one. Chaotic. Smirk jauntily. Yeah, hi. Just so we understand each other, I'm not going to grovel on my knees before you. Smile charmingly. You are truly resplendent, Lady in Shadow. It would bring me great happiness to get to know you better. Somewhat tempted to go with that one, but no. I have too many questions and I demand answers.
You are a guest here, mortal. A guest of the Lady in Shadow, the vanquisher of many a demon lord. I am the only one here who is entitled to demand answers. You may ask your questions when I allow you to do so. For now, remember your manners and greet me properly.
You've been sitting on your throne and listening to us this whole time?
Naturally. I am in the habit of observing my servants and guests while remaining unseen. Their private thoughts fly most eagerly from their lips when they believe themselves to be unwatched. And secrets exchanged in whispers are often invaluable.
Let's do this chaotic option. Yeah, hi. Just so we understand each other, I'm not going to grovel on my knees before you.
Have I told you to bow down? Trust me, if I need you to do something, I won't leave you guessing. You will know my desires immediately, and you will know just as swiftly why fulfilling those desires is in your best interest.
Nocticula laughs in response to your brash words.
I have had my eye on you for a very long time. You see, it was at my behest that Lady Vorlesh imbued you with such incredible powers. But I was curious to see your worth as an individual, not as Lady Vorlesh's creation. Thus, I decided to postpone our meeting and see how you'd fare in Alushinyrra, and whether or not you could win respect and power among those not so easily impressed by outstanding magical abilities. Well, you've passed my test adequately by proving that your character and your will are stronger than the Nehindrian powers Lady Vorlesh has vested in you.
You are wise, my lady. However, only those who have never known or forgotten what it is like to be mortal can so easily dismiss the importance of power. To be someone whose life is fragile and can be cut short at any moment, like a candle snuffed out by a gust of wind.
It is a shame your angel has left you, mortal. I would have liked to talk to him. I don't expect I will get another chance, as that celestial buffoon's days are numbered.
Nocticula's tone is casual, but her eyes are intense, scrutinizing you. Why do you think the Hand of the Inheritor is going to die?
Because he charged off all alone into the vastness of the abyss. An old friend awaits him there, the Echo of Discari. And the Echo has been anticipating this meeting for a long time.
The Hand of the Inheritor told me his magic deceived the eyes of all evil spawn of the abyss, but not yours?
Perhaps you don't know everything about me yet, mortal. Perhaps you made the same mistake as many before you, and many who were more insightful and more powerful than you, by presuming to know what to expect from the Lady in Shadow.
Nocticula gives you a pleased and mysterious smile. Tell me about the Echo of Discari.
He is a strange creature, a bespoke creation, so to speak. Long before the world wound was opened, Discari, that little cricket, was seeking a way to have some fun on Galarian and assert his influence there. One day, he decided to gather a few strong mortal followers, fuse them together into one being, and pump that being full of his own power, in the belief that something worthwhile would come of it. That is how the Echo came to be.
I don't know if you can hear it at the volume level I have, but she breathes a lot in between the sentences. But they're not just kind of actor breaths. They're performed breaths, I think, or deliberate, I should say, because some of them have different tones to them.
To the great dismay of both the Echo and the Lord of Crickets, the Echo was greeted by Eridan, protector of humankind. Eridan gave the Echo such a thorough thrashing, the whole abyss thought him dead. And yet he was not. Cricket, the younger, is alive and well, though I cannot say the same for Eridan. But the Echo remembers his humiliation still. He hates anything and everything related to Eridan, especially his inheritor, Iomedae. Her heralds, her priests, her temples. He would hate Iomedae's pet pug, if she had one.
Why does the Echo of Discari prey upon the Hand of the Inheritor?
Envy, humiliation, ego. The usual playthings of little boys from all planes and realities. The Echo suffered more than one defeat. First at Eridan's hand, then under the onslaught of the forces of heaven. Those routes taught him to attack his enemies by stealth, boldly and often, killing and crippling anyone close to the light-bringing goddess. Now, it seems, he has decided the time has come. The Herald of Iomedae himself is in the abyss alone, without a retinue of lesser angels.
I hope we can save the Hand. Maybe he'll like us more if we rescue him or something. I see.
He's an interesting little bird, that angel. Before he became the Herald of Iomedae, he served Riggathiel, the General of Vengeance. I've always found the fate of that Imperial Lord to be quite fascinating. Did you know that the father of the Upper Plains' top military leader was a devil from hell? Riggathiel had to achieve many feats to redeem his unholy legacy in the eyes of the other Imperial Lords. But he did. A remarkable tale, is it not? Of course, not all your actions in my realm have been commendable. By destroying the flesh markets, you've harmed my city and impoverished my realm.
A faint shadow flickers across Nocticula's face. Well... yeah, I will never accept something as vile as the slave trade.
You've just arrived in my realm, and you're already trying to dictate your own rules? As I recall, when demons attempted something similar on Galarian, armies were raised, and mortals fought to the death to stop it. I can scarcely believe it myself, but I will be gracious and show you mercy. I am a hospitable ruler.
Nocticula's voice carries a hint of mockery. Your conversation is interrupted by a concerned-looking succubus who silently approaches Nocticula and then begins fervently whispering into her ear. Nocticula's expression turns hard and cold. As Nocticula ponders the new development, the messenger makes eyes at you playfully. You recognize those green eyes, except they were awash with pain when you last saw them, their owner bleeding out in the caverns of the Nexus. The succubus smiles slyly and gives you a wink.
Another island, another loss. Enough! I warned them that I would not stand for the desolation of my realm. They have not heeded me, and they will regret it. Go to your sisters, and tell them to prepare.
There is steel in Nocticula's voice. Nocticula sends the green-eyed servant away and turns her face to you once again. That green-eyed succubus, I know her.
Yes, you've already met Laulia, my talented assistant. I've heard she was very convincing at acting out her tragic death in the mines of the Nexus. As you can see, I've been watching you since your very first moments in the Abyss, and even a little earlier. I have prepared a beautiful intrigue that will topple many of your enemies and seal the world wound forever, ending the threat to Galarian. And you have the chance to become part of that intrigue.
My companion Ember would like to speak with you. Yeah, I'll do this right away.
Ember? So that's her then? Well, approach. I have heard you bleating your pathetic prayers at me. You have some nerve addressing me with such nonsense. Did you think I would simply repent? Renounce my status as a demon lord? Do you have any idea what I had to do to acquire it? Wait, what is this?
Cocking an eyebrow, Nocticula looks down on Ember. Tears are rolling down Ember's cheeks as she sniffles noisily. She presses her maimed hands against her heart as she stares up at Nocticula. Her fragile form shudders from weeping. Aurelia wrinkles her nose in disdain. Why have you brought this simpleton here? This is Alushinyrra, not Nerosian. We don't give alms here.
I can't stand these noises. Do you think you're the first to try to move me with a display of tears? It only makes me angry. If you wish to speak, then wipe your nose and speak clearly.
Nocticula throws a disgusted look at the crying girl.
I know what you had to do to others and to yourself. I'm so sorry. So sorry. If only I could ease your pain somehow. Calm your sorrows.
Ember wipes her face with her sleeve. You should hear her out.
In my realm, I decide to whom I should listen and whom I should hang. Be quiet. You wanted me to hear the girl out. Then let her babble on until I tire of her. So, where were we? My pain? My sorrows? What nonsense are you talking? Don't tell me you pity me.
I'm so sorry. You're the most miserable soul I've ever seen. I've seen people burned alive. People being devoured by monsters. People burying their children. They were in pain. So much pain. But I've never seen anyone in as much pain as you.
After taking a trembling breath, Ember wipes the tears streaming down her face.
What is this saccharine drivel? What do you even know of me, Nat?
I've seen your city. You were the one who built it. It is the way you wanted it to be. It holds all of your dreams, all of your heart, and everyone in this city is suffering. Everywhere, all the time, every minute. All who live here are hurting and scared. If these are its citizens, how miserable must its ruler feel?
And this is what you brought her to me for. You think this infantile sniveling is worthy of my attention?
Nocticula's lips curl in disdain. Yeah, we'll do good. I've seen the truth of her wisdom more than once. Perhaps it would benefit you to listen to her as well.
As if I hadn't seen enough sanctimonious bores in my life. So, what do you suggest I do, preacher? Beg the good gods' forgiveness? Devote myself to serving a sword-swinging upstart, perchance? Or that old crone, the moon?
Nocticula stares at Ember straight in the face.
No. Gods can't help anyone. They're just like us mortals. Silly, frightened, clueless. You're almost a goddess yourself. You know better than anyone that no one can save you. No one except you.
Save me? From what exactly?
From yourself. From what you've done to yourself. From the city you've imprisoned yourself in. Listen! You are a queen, but you're the queen of pain and filth. Your realm is a realm of your own suffering. You're almost a goddess. You can do anything you want. So why won't you make yourself happy? You could become the Redeemer Queen.
Ember's voice rings desperately. That's a good laugh.
Oh, the Redeemer Queen! That's new. Never in all my years have I heard anything like that. Well, child, enough joking. Get out of my sight. Or I'm afraid I might decide to keep you here forever. As my fool.
Tilting her head back, Nocticula explodes with wild laughter. Her body is shaking and she doubles over, slapping her thighs with her palms. When she has finally done laughing, she catches her breath, wiping tears from her eyes.
Do you think she took my words to heart?
Upon giving Nocticula one last smile, Ember ducks behind your back. You hear her whispering. I mean, I don't really think so. I'll go, who knows?
I suppose you're right. We'll see what happens.
I told you to get out! I don't want to hear your squeaky voice again!
Did Aurelia really create me? She has certainly had a hand in your present state of existence. Lady Vorlesh designed the World Wound, a magical phenomenon of unfathomable power. To seal it, we required a key that was just as strong and unique. Simply put, we required a champion, and she chose you. Both your powers and that wound on your chest were the result of her experiments, when she infused your soul with the essence of the Abyss. Of course, you remember none of that. Everything was done in secret. Even the power granted to you was purified to the extent that it was possible, so that you would not guess its source ahead of time. In trial after trial, we watched your will be tempered, and when the time came, we started filling you with the energies of Nihindrian crystals. These energies are necessary for the task at hand. Everything that's happened to you was part of my intrigue. I was going to summon you and reveal the truth when the time was right. Instead, you have followed your queen's orders and arrived here early. One can only hope that you are prepared to accept the truth. Everything has its price, says Aurelia quickly. Your wound was, in essence, the flip side of all my experiments. There was no reason why we required a true champion. There was a reason why we required a true champion, not merely a living tool whom we could fling into the flames of the world wound and close it like any lesser rift. I think you should know that... Nocticula makes a sudden gesture, cutting Aurelia off. Don't be too hasty. We have burdened her with enough revelations for now. Give her time to become accustomed to the truth about herself. Then you can share all the details. What exactly are you offering me? I am offering you the chance to become my weapon. Your enemies are a thorn in my side as well as yours. What's more, I have never schemed against Golarion, nor have my warriors taken part in the conquest of your plane. At least not at my behest. There is no cause for enmity between us. Why would you want to close the wound? When the world wound opened, I was pleased. My realm was now connected to another plane. I wanted to make it a crossroads of the worlds, a place where demons, devils, and even angels could meet. The wound was a convenient path along which I could have advanced my ideas. But the Midnight Isles were not the only realm that had been linked to Golarion through the wound. Discari and Baphomet now also had a way from their realms into your plane. Their servants flooded my islands and spread out across them like a plague of locusts, killing guests who were under my protection, questioning my rule. They were driven by their lust to conquer and enslave, whether on Golarion or in any other abyssal realm. I was forced to shift my focus and express my discontent. Eventually, atop the bones of our servants, we reached an accord. I would let their armies pass, and they would comply with my wishes while on my islands. Of course, the accord is a polite fiction. Both the Descarites and the Baphomets are attempting to amass their power and influence in Alushinyrra to overthrow me. When they think I am not watching, they break my taboos and revel in their own impudence. And worst of all, Lady Vorlesh told them about the Nahindrian crystals. They realized what kind of power the crystals hold, and now they are determined to mine every last deposit hidden within my islands. And once an island loses its crystals, it becomes nothing but a flotsam, slowly sinking into the dark waters of Ishiar. With every lost island, my power is diminished. I could start a war and kill the plunderers, but a major conflict would hinder some of my other plans. So instead, I will teach my neighbours a lesson by orchestrating their ignominious defeat at the hands of a mortal. What do I gain by serving you? A reasonable question. One must always serve one's own interests. Well, rest assured that you will be adequately rewarded. I will give you gifts befitting your ambitions, and my patronage, which you can certainly count on, will prove more valuable than any enchanted trinket you could dream up. If you're so powerful, then why do you need me? If I were to make a move myself, it would start a war. Not that I'm afraid of doing so, but it would hamper my more important plans. Baphomet and Discari could never best me, but they could sow enough chaos and spill enough blood that visitors from other planes would shudder at the mention of Alushinyrra. No, I will wage war on my own terms, in the shadows, and I will remain unseen until I drive my blade into my enemy's back. And, since Galfrey happened to send you to my realm, you have the honor of becoming my blade, mortal. Be glad you're wielded by skillful hands. We should also reveal how exactly our blade will be employed. Nocticula silences Aurelie with a sharp gesture. We can discuss the details later, when the moment is right. Now is not the time for idle conversation. How exactly do you plan to close the world wound? She rolls her eyes. It's a complicated magical process. You will receive precise instructions once you've captured the Threshold Fortress on Golarion. There, at the exact spot where Lady Vorlesh opened the world wound, you will be able to close it. But first, you'll have to crush the Guardians of Threshold, and their forces are growing by the day. Shamira, Baphomet's daughter, is mining a large number of Nahindrian crystals in my realm. These crystals are her secret weapon. No army on Golarion can stand against them. You must stop Shamira. If you do not, your world will fall and my plans will suffer significant harm. At one time, I disclosed the secret of transformation to two servants of Baphomet and Discari, Zathir-Vang and Metasafen. It was a well-calculated gambit, which brought us time and assured both Discari and Baphomet of my loyalty. Metasafen is Shamira's favourite. He oversees the transformation of her army. Shamira is currently on another island far from here. The route to that place is plagued by pirates, monsters, tempests, and other, more terrifying dangers. Have you heard of the living bubbles of frozen time that swallow airships, and when the ships reach port, their crews discover they've been gone for 100 years? That is not the strangest occurrence you could encounter on your journey. I'm willing to provide you with a decent ship and an experienced crew. If you kill Shamira, it will stop her sinking any more of my islands, but without giving Baphomet cause to declare war on me. Nocticula casts a sidelong glance at Alushinyrra. Then again, I'm not offering you anything new, as you are already enjoying my favour, Commander. Your companion is a succubus, and I am the succubus queen. This demon follows you around only because I allow it. Tell me, Alushinyrra, are you grateful that I'm not forbidding you from travelling with the Commander and fighting against your own kind? The succubus reluctantly lowers her head. You are incredibly generous, Our Lady in Shadow. Why is it so important to kill Shamira? Discari and Baphomet won't just stand there and watch you close the world wound. They'll send their armies after you, so you'll need an army of your own, and that is something the Crusaders won't have for long. Shamira is mining more and more Nahindran crystals to empower her forces when she attacks Golarion. If you don't stop her, the Crusader resistance will be crushed, and the ranks of demons pouring through the world wound into your world will multiply 100-fold. You were sent here to cut off the demon army's supply of Nahindran crystals, weren't you? Well, that's exactly what you're going to accomplish. See, I think we're definitely going to do what she's proposing. We're going to go and stop Shamira, but it's whether we accept her help. I guess this isn't fully accepting, is it? I will consider your offer, Lady in Shadow. And accept it, I'm sure. I respect your caution, and won't force you into submission. We all stand to gain if you do my bidding of your own volition. A glimmer of approval dances in Nocticula's eyes. An interesting destiny lies before you, mortal. You will rise to great heights and play a part in events of titanic proportions. Many would give their life for a chance to tread such a path. Shamira visits Alushinyrra every now and again, but her true lair is far from here. She hides on the islands of Cloyfir, to the northwest of my archipelago. There lies her secret fortress. In the deep mines, her slaves dig Nahindran crystals for the invading army she plans to bring to Golarion. I will give you a magnificent airship and an experienced crew to take you there. It will be a long and perilous journey. Take some time to prepare. I wish to inform you of treason. And actually, should we tell her that? I killed Willidus, your court mage. Nocticula shows no hint of sadness. I'm aware of this, of course. It is lamentable in a way, since his fear of me was strong enough to make him impeccably loyal. However, his death is but a single move in a much larger game. In games like this, losing a few pawns is unavoidable. I wish to inform you of treason. Nocticula looks quite amused. Is that so? Who is it you've decided to inform on? And more importantly, how did you learn of these traitors and how credible are these accusations? Shamira is researching Nahindran crystals in secret. Perhaps she is planning to overthrow you. A small smile appears on Nocticula's lips. How nice of you to warn me. I'm impressed. I do wonder, however, did you really think I was unaware of this? Or did you merely want to demonstrate your loyalty? Either way, I appreciate you telling me. I will take this as proof that I can rely on you. You were very astute to uncover Shamira's desire to dethrone me, and it was particularly sensible of you to keep your mouth shut about the secrets of the Nahindran crystals. I suppose your caution calls for a reward. At the snap of Nocticula's fingers, one of the servants approaches you and presents you with a delicate package wrapped in a gossamer-like silk. This conversation is going to go on very long. Oh wow, yeah, it's gone on for like half an hour. Mining the hindering crystals is a surefire way to sink the island the crystals are on to the bottom of Ishiyar. I assume you understand why all who attempted to procure them on Alushinyrra were executed. At least, you didn't tell Shamira about the mines you found. The last thing I need is the ardent dream burrowing under my capital. Why do you still tolerate Shamira? Someone has to deal with trivial matters. Shamira's betrayal was assured the moment I made her my favourite, just as Zephorian's before her. The second always dreams of rising to be the first. I know the feeling well. A friend of mine, the storyteller, has peered into the future. In his vision, Shamira was sending demons after you. The demons were strengthened by Nahindrian crystals. A hint of dangerous excitement creeps into her voice. You are a font of knowledge, my dear guest. Let's just say I'm not surprised by her appetites. The ambitions of that brat, or her lecherous goat of a sire, were bound to surface sooner or later. But your warning will encourage me to keep a closer eye on her. You could have gone to Shamira with this and received a payment for your silence. Your foresight must not go unrewarded. I've said everything I wanted to say. Nocticula nods graciously. I want to know more. I want to ask you about other powerful denizens of the Abyss. Are you interested in one of my servants, or do you wish to tell me? Or do you wish me to tell you something about your enemies? What is your relationship with Arilu? She works for me. Isn't it obvious? Lady Vorlesh is very talented. She may be the most brilliant and capable mind ever to come from your plane, and the guile she used to betray one demon lord master after another impressed me so much that I offered her the position of my advisor on matters of magic. Naturally, the esteemed Lord Goat and Lord Locust don't know a thing about the betrayal of their faithful lackey, Lady Vorlesh. I plan to keep it a secret for a while longer. Betrayal is too strong a word. I opened the path to Golorion for those two, and I told them how to extract power from the Nahindrian crystals. That will suffice. Doesn't it bother you that Arilu serves another master? Nocticula smiles deviously. I am not prone to jealousy. Let Discari think Lady Vorlesh serves him still. His bug brain seems incapable of sensing betrayal. As for Baphomet, he, like any talented liar, is most vulnerable when he's trying to deceive someone else. He was so pleased to have fooled Discari that he became blind to the treachery that was happening right under his snout. In truth, Lady Vorlesh's loyalty is mine alone. Loyalty is for fools. Shared interest, that is what rational minds rely on. That and fear. No one in their right mind would oppose the Lady in Shadow. How did Arilu become your servant? When the world wound was first opened, it only led to Discari's realm, and then there was another, more powerful breach. The wound expanded, and its paths now pass through my realm, and Baphomet's as well. Before long, all sorts of interlopers had heard about the power contained within the crystals here, and the Midnight Isles were soon overrun with agents from my new neighbours. They flouted my embargo, burrowing greedily into my rocks, stealing my crystals. The main culprit was one Arilu Vorlesh. She was the one who discovered the energies of the Nahindrian crystals. I had captured her and was about to carry out her agonizing execution when Lady Vorlesh offered me something I desired even more than her death. She entered my service, and her main task since then has been to close the world wound. Once it is sealed, my realm will once again be cut off from those of Baphomet and Discari, and their slaves will no longer be able to infiltrate my islands with such ease. Do you remember the elven archmage who used to serve you thousands of years ago? He's still alive. We know each other. Really? He was well past his youth even back then. And now? Just how old is he? Can mortals even live that long? Well, apart from your immortal Aslanti? Say hello to him on behalf of the Lady in Shadow, and tell him that the one who replaced him has disappointed me immensely with his incompetence. No matter how hard he tried, he could never live up to my magnificent elf. You know, you've managed to surprise me. A rare occurrence for someone who knows just about everything. With the bat of her eyelashes, Nocticula sends you a piercing gaze, one that feels like it's delving into the deepest corners of your soul. Are Baphomet and Discara your allies? The goat and the locust? Allies is too strong a word for our relationship. Our connection was forged by circumstance, not out of a desire to deal with each other. When the world wound opened, it tied your world to our realms. I did not join my armies with theirs, but I was forced into making peace with them so as not to get bogged down in a tiring and distracting war. If I had the opportunity, I would have met them on my terms and expanded my territories, at their expense. Nocticula indulges herself with a thin smile. Unfortunately, this is not currently possible. By the way, one of them came to me with an offer of an atrocious alliance that involved conceiving little ones together. I'm still contemplating the specifics of my refusal. It needs to be clear and unambiguous. Her ensuing laughter is deep and musical, almost enticing. Everything is clear to me now. Yeah, let's find it all out. I want to know more about you. Recounting my whole story would take longer than your brief mortal life allows. The list of demon lords I've slain is endless on its own, as is the number of islands under my rule. And that's just the past. There's also my future. How did you become a demon lord? Bear in mind that I have always been unique ever since I was born. I was the first succubus of the abyss, the perfect specimen of my race. I had been enjoying my youth, sharing it with my brother and lover, until the hungry gaze of the demon lord Nahindri fell upon me. That greedy tyrant saw me as a jewel to be added to his treasure hoard. He tried to abduct me. I knew I had no chance of defeating a demon lord, but in that moment I was not thinking at all. I was fighting for my freedom. When it was all over, Nahindri was dead. I eviscerated him, and for many days afterward, blood spewed from his open carcass. First his body turned to stone, and then his blood, which had been flowing like a stream, began to crystallize into massive purple glaciers. Now do you see why they are called Nahindrian crystals? Perhaps they should be called Nocticulan crystals, because as Nahindrian's blood crystallized, so too did my understanding of my power. Soon after, I began my campaign of conquest. I was cunning and swift, and the demon lords themselves trembled before me, knowing I could take their very lives. Only when all of the abyss spoke my name with terror and reverence did I decide that I had killed enough. I had a realm. I had power I no longer shared with my brother. I had servants, and most importantly, I had safety. No one has ever repeated old Nahindri's mistake. No one has tried to make me their slave. Are the Midnight Isles really the corpses of slain demon lords? Yes, my realm is quite literally built on the bones of my slain enemies. Ironic, isn't it? How did you turn the dead demon lords into islands? Nocticula responds with a mocking smile. Surely you don't expect me to reveal the secret to you. There is no need for mortals to learn the weaknesses of demon lords. All I can say is that everything started with my desire for revenge. After I had dealt with Nahindri, I was furious at the thought of that vile, lecherous wretch just teleporting over to the Rift of Repose, where he could turn to stone and stay there to rot for the remainder of eternity. I wanted to trample his foul corpse, to keep his bloodied body within my sight forever. I yearned to display my glorious trophy to all of the abyss. That's when my power first manifested. I studied my newfound abilities and learned how to use them. Before long, I possessed not just one island, but an entire archipelago. What do you plan to do next? Subdue all of the Abyss? Possibly. Or perhaps I have something grander in mind. The Abyss. Who cares about the Abyss? Nocticula's full-throated laughter rings out like a challenge to the entire world. I have no more questions. It's always nice to indulge one's curiosity. I mean, I don't want to accept her help too much, but I do feel like having her guards guard my camp. Because I'd hate the slaves I've freed to just be killed if the camp's attacked. Especially as the hand isn't there anymore. If I am to depart for Cloyfair, your guards must watch over my camp in the Nexus and all who are residing there. Nocticula nods regally. I will send my assassins to ensure that no harm comes to your entourage. Be grateful for my patronage, mortal. I still have some business to take care of in Alushinyrra. Nocticula nods to herself. Arilu, you are no longer needed here. As you will, my lady. Arilu vanishes, but you notice the look in her eyes, pensive and appraising. Nocticula casts a piercing glance at the spot where Arilu was but a moment ago, then stops you with a commanding gesture. There is one more thing we must discuss. The Lexicon of Paradox, Lady Vorlesh's magical treatise that contains many secrets of the world wound. You and my servant Lady Vorlesh were just talking about the Lexicon of Paradox. For many years it has remained split in half, harmless. But what was once divided can be made whole again. Who knows what power the book could impart to its owner? What if they expand the world wound even further, or connect it to other planes? Not a chance. The Lexicon of Paradox has caused more than enough trouble already. You already possess the first half of the book. Find the other one and bring them both to me. I will reward you handsomely. Giving the book into my keeping will also protect Galarian from suffering a second world wound disaster. This Lexicon of Paradox will be much safer under my watchful eye than in your travel bags. Wouldn't you agree? Why do you need this book? One world wound alone has been enough of a nuisance for me. I want to ensure that some future mage leafing through this book doesn't link my realm to another plane. I don't want to give her the book. I didn't give the Queen the book. Forget about the Lexicon of Paradox. You won't get the book. Nocticula's eyes narrow ever so slightly as she looks at you like a cat watching a mouse. Such defiance can be dangerous. I asked your permission merely as a courtesy, but I will let you keep the book. Fortunately for you, I'm not particularly interested in it. Okay, I still have some business to take care of in Alushinyrra. You've taken a liking to my city, I see. Well then, savour it to the fullest and then come back for truly important business. Nocticula's lips part in a smile that is both predatory and alluring. Right, sorry that dragged on for a very long time. I could have expected it though, couldn't I? So, the reason why I didn't just go with her straight away is I think there are a few different routes you can take to actually get to Chlorophyll. And I would rather try to use those than specifically use Nocticula's, use her aid too much. Although I'm not sure if I accidentally accepted it just by talking to her really, but oh well, we'll see. Anyway, gonna leave things there. Next time we will go and fight Shamira, I think. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to follow this series, I'll be posting stuff daily, so you can subscribe or leave a like or a comment if you're feeling generous. Yeah, thanks again. See ya.